guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome to Funky Interchanges. This is a brand new series that I am launching to start looking at custom interchanges. I see a lot of you are quite keen on the fixing traffic and fixing traffic kind of scenarios, and there's a few people out there, Biffa and Sam Burr and these guys doing fixing traffic situations, taking cities and fixing traffic situations. And I thought I'd focus on one of the elements that is part of that. I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff you can do to fix traffic, but one of the key elements is getting your interchanges right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on helping you build custom interchanges, design custom interchanges to do what you want them to do, what they need to be doing for your city. So yes, I would be keen for you to send me some of your cities and highlight an area where you would like me to have a look at an interchange, specific interchanges, 1 or 2 interchanges or something like that I can look at. So save it in the Steam workshop. I'll add something in the description and I can have a look at that, and maybe we can run this series. If you guys like that kind of thing, we can run a series like that where we just look at some custom interchange builds. Okay, so getting right into it, I'll be focusing on a custom interchange over here. A common occurrence is where people use the standard assets. Like if we go to here, some of these standard assets, something like that. These two particularly, like that one over there and this one over there, okay? That is quite a common occurrence, and if you start kind of putting them next to one another and trying to achieve a good traffic flow, especially if they're very close together, then it starts to become a problem. You're better off doing a custom interchange for that, to kind of do the movements that you're after. So many of you might recognize this as the fix the traffic scenario in the vanilla game, I believe. I think, actually it's part of the mass transit DLC, and it's a scenario there. So I'm going to just use that as a base because I'm quite keen on showing you how to do a staggered interchange. So a way you can understand your traffic flow and so on is just by clicking one of the roadways in question and then having a look at the reporting tool, and then you can see, well, we've got some big traffic streams doing this. And what is always a bit of a worry is if you click one link and you see the traffic going absolutely everywhere in the opposite direction as well. So the fact that we're picking up traffic there and then it's coming back on here already means there's a bit of a problem. 1 or 2 is not a big deal, but tons of them typically are. So you can see there's a bit of a U-turn and things like that. So anyway, I'm not going to focus on that too much. That's kind of what you would do if it's a little bit not as straightforward as to what's going on. But over here, it is pretty clear that there's a big road doing this, kind of, let's say, east-west. And then there's a big road doing a bit of a north-south thing. And one of the key issues with the traffic here is that we're actually loading the north-south traffic onto the east-west traffic and then taking them back off again. And that is one of the issues there that we're doing. So in order to do that, and this episode is going to be about fixing this interchange into a custom staggered interchange. So I'm going to rip out most of this, and we will redo it all together. So there's a lot of weird stuff in this fix the traffic scenario. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff on the Steam workshop that's better than this. It's a little bit more realistic in terms of fixing traffic. But what we're going to do is we're just going to tear out all of this and restart it from scratch, basically, to fulfill the movements that we are after. So let's clear out all of that. I'm also going to clear out this entire interchange because, let's face it, a cloverleaf interchange right in here in between neighborhoods like this is, I would imagine, overkill, and it doesn't quite work the way you would want it to work. So we'll come back and maybe add something new in here to try and facilitate all the movements that is required in this area. So that is going to be the plan. Okay, and let's end it there. So there we go. That's kind of the open area that we have to deal with now. There's a lot of stuff that we need to connect together, and the intention here is that we do one big interchange to kind of solve that problem. So as a starting point, I'll get into the in here, And as a first instance, I'm going to do use this parallel road tool. And let's quickly say, so let's get that a little, oh, and to be honest, we want more of them. 24, something like that. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add some more. These two lanes. So let's do that. So what we want is those two in the same direction and these two in another direction. And let's just quickly have a look. Okay, so the 24. Okay, so what we want is 16. Then we want a bit of a gap. So 16 plus 16 is 32, but we want a little bit bigger than that. So let's go to 40. And then, perfect. I think that's going to be fine. And then there's another 16 over there. Yeah, that's the one that we're after. Now, what I'm keen on doing is actually kind of, and let's get the snapping switched off over there. And we are going to try and run a little something through there. So I'm keen on, so what this is, okay, so this is mainline plus service road. That's kind of what I'm keen on over here. So we're doing mainline plus service road. Let's quickly get rid of this tunnel down here, otherwise those things are gonna kind of keep on blinking. So that's mainline plus service road. Service roads are quite useful, especially if we're starting to tie a lot of things together. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to do a similar thing, but not necessarily have all of this. So I'm gonna get rid of, I just need 2 of them, right? So we'll do that, and what we'll do is we'll try and get these about 30 apart, and they're on the same level, but I'm keen on having them in the air. So let's say like 9. Okay, now let's see. So we're going to want to turn this a little. And I will be using the anarchy piece just to make sure we can actually accommodate that. Maybe we want this tool instead. Okay. So I'm not keen on so let's do something like that. I'm not sure that is quite appropriate, but we'll see. And then what we'll do is we will turn it over kind of a bit this way, but I want to kind of run it slightly in the middle there. So something like that. Then let's go for the straight tool. About 180 degrees, yeah. Something like this. And yeah, let's leave it like that for now. So let's get rid of the parallels over here. So there we go. We might have to tweak this a little bit. I'm pretty and get some peer supports and things like that over there. So there we go. Now this is the starting point for our interchange. Now what we need to do is we need to make room for some other things. I'm gonna trim back on some of these things as well. And let's get up here. So let's get rid of some of this. Okay, and so we make a little bit of room over here for that to tie in. That could potentially remain in here somewhere, but we will see how we deal with that. Okay, so let's trim that back a little so we can just tie these all together. That's pretty cool. Okay, now, okay, let's start by kind of saying, let's trim these back down. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie that over there. Come on. That over there. This one. Like so. And then this one, what we'll do is we'll just do the one lane. And try and see about that working. So let's just get these things a little. I'll kind of clean it up in between things a little bit. Okay, so that's the first step over there. We'll do a similar thing on this side over here. So what we want to do is tie that in there, tie that over there, tie this one like so, and probably tie something like that. Okay, so there's you need a lot of room for interchanges, by the way, but I'm sure you already know that. Okay, so some of the things that we would be keen on doing is we need these guys to be able to get in here. So one of the first movements, one of the first movements that we'd be interested in is making sure that we get this big movement over here to occur. So I'm keen on grabbing one of these guys from, say, down there somewhere. Okay, and what we'll do is we are and if in terms of doing these loops, okay, I kind of just do it a little bit like that. Okay, and then what I do is I grab, move it, and we just kind of sort out those things a little bit more. Okay, a little something like that. Okay, let's do, yeah, something like this. Okay, don't want it to go too crazy. So yeah, if we do a little something like that, that should get us a bit of attention. Let's move that forward a little bit. We bring this in a little bit more like this, and we do a little something like that. So hopefully that, yeah, that's a pretty decent little loop there. Maybe a little bit more like this, and a little bit more, yeah, something like that. Okay, there we go. If we do that, our lane balancing here doesn't work very well, and so we come over here and we will say, well, this section now needs to be a bit of an upgrade as a starting point. We'll see how we finish off with that. So that's one of the first movements. We might make that a little smaller. It's a little big. Okay, one of the next movements. So that's this movement. Okay, now we of course at the same time need to provide access into here. Okay, so that's over there, and then we need a little bit of access over here, and that's also going to be from the service road, so we'll just kind of bit of a ramp up over here. So from that service road we will grab ourselves this one. Okay, shall we get ourselves like that? Oops, I actually wanted that. I want to go up a little. Grab that again, up to 6, and then up to 9 over there. And we'll need to tweak that a little bit to get the nice shapes that we would like for an interchange like this. So we'll do a little bit like this, like that. Try and get that to be not too sharp. So something like that. That's not too bad. And again, what we're going to need to do is we need to balance those lanes on the other side. So we grab this and we put the 3 lane in there, so that at least we've got a little bit of room for everything. Now, what we also need to do is we need this guy to be able to go that direction, and I believe this is pretty good. So we've got this. So what you would like to do for these loops, you need a bit of room, but if you're staggering it like this, the loop can actually work quite well. And the question is, do you actually want to do the loop, or is there something else that you can use? Do we want? We also need to kind of remember that we need to drop down some traffic, but the traffic we can also run parallel over here and run it over there. So that, and then the one piece that we're probably missing is the ability to get to the other side. Okay. So now we need to just be thinking about that as well. Okay, so let's see. We're going to get ourselves a nice little 1 lane kind of. Can I just get rid of some of this stuff? It's a little bit close to where all the action is at the moment. So let's get rid of that a little bit. And I'll be tempted to kind of run a little something like this. Okay. Or we could also do a little bit of a, yeah, we could also, okay, hang on, let's do the other side again over here somewhere. from that side, you don't need, ooh, you potentially do need to get onto this side. Ah, okay, perfect. So now one thing that we would be quite keen on doing is get to that side. Okay, let's start by doing a little standard in there so that we get that one up and running. So that's fine. The other piece that could be of some interest would be to actually go over the top here, and it would be best if we do that. Hang on, but if this thing drops down, it means we could come over the top on this side, but that might actually be a little bit too far away. So let's try a little something over here. Let's bring this out over here. 12, 15, 18. Okay, a little something like that. Then what we do, 18 over there. Okay, then we start coming down. 12 over there. 9 kind of over here somewhere, and then we drop this one down like that, and say like something like that. Okay, so there's that movement. Okay, so these guys can get out towards this side onto the service road over here again, and then I am a little tempted to do another little loop over here. So before we do that, let's trim this back a little bit. We'll bring the other one and we'll loop this one over there. So let's do 1, 2, 3. We'll do that. Okay. And now this is a little bit in the way, so we'll try this one again. So we will need to run that on the outside over there somewhere. So we'll bring this back a little bit. There we go. It looks like massive spaghetti at the moment. So we've got this movement, we've got that movement, we've got the through movement, we've got that movement. We don't have at this point something that's going to drop down over here somewhere. So the question is, we'd probably be best off running it on the outside over there, this movement over there. So that's probably what we're going to do. So I'm going to trim back a little bit over here also. Okay, and we're going to run one of these guys up here, and like so. Something like that, for instance. Okay, so that's going to work out that way. Now, the one thing that we are, however, missing is a similar thing on this side to go this direction. So I'm tempted to do that over here. So let's see. Let's quickly see about kind of lining these things up a little. Yeah, well, let's just do the 3 lane. So let's do 3. And we tie that in there, and we will go up 1, 2. Yeah, that's going to be tight. It's going to be quite tight. Okay, we'll have to trim that back a little. Okay, let's do that piece right over there, and then what we'll do is we'll try and start this movement right over here somewhere. So it's from, okay, so it's gonna have to be up like that, then say up like that. And we're gonna run it across over there. We're gonna start dropping it down like this. Something like that, and we will tie it in over there. There we go. So now we've got that movement towards that side. We've got these 2 curls over here. We've got all of our additional ramps there, there, and there. And that pretty much, I think, covers all of this. Now we just need to tie all of these things together all of these loose ends. And what I want to do is let's just get rid of this one so we have a little bit more room. What I'll do is I will see about pulling that out on this side. So this one really, let's just get this one to become a very, very normal little bridge over here, but not an access with the interchange, with the highway. Okay, and the interchange for that matter. Okay, now let's get our one lane over here. Yeah, this one could probably be a little bit further back. Okay, perfect. There we go. So now all of those things are in place. Was there anything that's in there? That's in there. It's gonna gives a little bit of room and then drops it down maybe. Okay, so that's fine. So now let's see about starting this drop over here. Okay, a little something like that, and we will tie in this one over there. Perfect. So now that's tied together. These are tied together. These are tied together. This is the issue that we have over here now. This one tied in over here, but we could actually run that a little bit further away. Okay, so now what we need to do is, and let's trim this back a little because I didn't quite realize we're that far ahead. So what I would be interested in, we need traffic to go this way and that way, and probably straight through. And I'm kind of tempted that we run a bridge over the top and drop something down. So let's see about dropping down. How far did we go? Okay, yeah, that's probably about right. So now let's see about dropping down something over here. Okay, something like that. The other piece needs to go and continue straight towards this one over there. Okay. From here we need to see about intersecting something. Okay. This side we will need similarly. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're going to have something that goes out like that, and over here we're going to have something that is going up and over like so. Okay, excellent. So now we've got some way where we can actually start getting some kind of an intersection going on over here. I am actually tempted to do maybe a little roundabout at the bottom of this. I think that could work quite well. So I've got picked up this new tool. So let's do we're doing a two-lane highway. What is our, how does that work? Keep open, elliptical roundabout, free cursor, elevation. Yeah, excellent. There we go. So if we say probably let's do that a little bit bigger, something like that maybe. Okay. So if we do a little something like that, I think that could actually work quite well. Maybe, yeah, I think that's about right. Okay, so let's trim back these two and tie them in more appropriately. At the same time, usually with these roundabouts, what we'll need to do is we'll just need to kind of run through a few things like this. Okay, just so that it doesn't change shape too much. Okay, now so let's get ourselves oops, let's trim that back a little and we'll try that again. Okay, so we'll do ourselves a little something like that. This one we'll probably have to claw back a little. So let's claw that just back just a little bit over here. Okay, we'll do that. We'll claw that back a little bit. Okay, now let's try and run that through here. Okay, and we're gonna start dropping that down ASAP, and then we're gonna tie that in over there. Perfect. So that gives us a little bit going over there. What we can do is get rid of all of this. This is such a weird way of building some stuff. So let's just get ourselves a nice big road. And I want to make sure we put that down on the ground, and we'll tie that in there. Okay, I'll trim back these little pieces over here and we'll tie them back in, some of them or all of them. Okay, something like that. Perfect. So there we go. So there's a tie-in over there. So now we'll see how busy that gets. Oh, we potentially need to get up here in time. So we may do a little something extra just over here. We'll maybe tie those in a little bit further down. And then we need to still kind of clean this thing up. Okay, perfect. So now with that kind of tied together, oh, we need to tie in a little bit more over here. I'm tempted at just doing the small one lanes over here. Okay, a little something like that. And now over this way, we've got a little bit more going on. So let's see. I am tempted for us to... We certainly need to do a starting point from here, right? So a little something like that. Now, what we'll do is we will start raising that up. Oops. Okay, now we will start raising this up as a full 2-lane here. Okay, and then what we'll do is we will effectively split from there. So now we'll do one lane onto here, please, and one lane onto there. Excellent. So that's kind of what we want to do. Excellent. So now from here you can actually go this direction, or you can go on and into that direction. So there we go. Perfect. What I also wanted to do is I wanted to split off this guy from here. Okay. Can we just make sure that that's, yeah, on the ground over there? Perfect. That's fine. That's going to be fine. That split off over there is not the end of the world. Excellent. Now that kind of works for us. If we can tie this in a little closer, we could actually tie in something like this over here as well to get us a little bit more access. We could. Ooh, is that not quite high enough? That kind of works. So we'll do a little something like that, so that we get a little bit more access from here to go into there. That's pretty good. So this is our custom interchange. I believe everything should work now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it, but what we need to do, of course, is get this to get cleaned up. Oops. You need to make sure you remove these, otherwise people will actually use them. Okay, so now everything will start running again. We need to clean that up a little bit, but what I'm keen on doing is actually just doing our geometries a little bit. So I will see you in a little bit when this thing is nice and cleaned up. Okay guys, the interchange is finished. I've kind of redone the alignments. Let's just slow down the traffic a little bit and I'll quickly run through. So I've kind of fixed and tweaked all the alignments so it looks a little bit more natural, and quickly run through all the stuff that we've done. Okay, so as you can see, I've staggered the interchange so we can have a stream of free-flowing traffic that continues on this arterial over here. I've got the main road over here with service road, and I'm allowing all the movements. I made a few small little changes as I was tweaking it. So I've removed this from here and put it down there instead, so they can still get up here and go in that direction, but they're going to this little roundabout over here instead. So that's free flowing traffic over there. They come underneath here on the service road, then they make the loop, they come into this direction, they continue on the service road, and this is where I've also provided a little bit of an additional access over here, and then back onto the highway. In this direction, same thing, split from the highway onto the service road. First turn into this main line over here, second turn over here to go to that direction. Then I've also allowed an exit off over here, and then we've got this main movement joining back, and they all join in together. From this direction, you can continue, you can turn right onto the service road that'll get you onto the main line. You get off over here and go left over the top of all of this and go in that direction, or you continue straight where this joins you and you continue straight into this direction. Here you get off and you go to the roundabout, or you continue straight over the top and you go upstairs over there, upstairs, up in that direction over there. Coming back from this direction, you come down here, you can go to the roundabout, you can come in from the roundabout, you can cut straight across over there. But from the roundabout up, you can have the right turn that gets you back onto the service road to get into that direction. Or you can continue straight across over and turn left over there, or you join the main line that continues straight on through here. Over here we've got this guy joining in from this direction over here, joining in. 3 lanes dropping down into 2 lanes, so there's a little bit of a bottleneck situation happening a little bit over there. But that's basically it. Over here I've got the added movement in here, and I've got an exit movement in here as well. So from the service road you can go in here, or you can go in there. There's also these guys adding there and adding there. So lots of things happening over there, but that is a much cleaner thing. And as you can see, traffic is just like running like crazy over here now. Nothing being too problematic. It's working quite well. I did clean this area up a little bit because it was just kind of clogging all the way. I didn't fix any of the other stuff. I just kind of got the main stuff going in there. So there you go, guys. A staggered interchange that is a custom built to match what is required over here. It does take a lot of space, but it is so much cleaner in terms of the traffic flow. And so yes, that is basically it. So there you go. If you've liked this episode, please hit that like button. Let's see if you want to see more funky interchanges being developed. Tell me also whether you'd like me to see it cleaning it up, or whether you're just interested in the mainline pieces and just want to see the end product like I've done in this episode. Also, if there's specific interchanges that you would like. So as you can see, we've custom built this to be able to go in here, to kind of feed that area over there, and to go in here and then feed these two in a way that all the traffic continues to flow. If there's something specific like that you want to custom make and want to show me or want my input on, please go to the comments down below, save it onto Steam and put the link down there, and please indicate what you do want me to show. Just gonna draw it in there with some road pieces or arrows or something like that, so that I have some idea of what it is that you want to achieve. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this kind of stuff, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new stuff. And yeah, as I've asked already, please hit that like button if you have indeed enjoyed it. Yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.